I'll get it started.
Yes, sir.
So I guess it's fair to say that Daddy Dober has officially arrived.
Yep, that was number one as Daddy Dober. Didn't do as much wrestling as I planned on doing, but there's going to be more fights to show off that.
So you've had plenty of wins in your career, a lot of great wins. But what was it like? Just walk us through that moment, going backstage, seeing your daughter, right after a win like that.
It's not anything that I've ever imagined or fantasized. It's one of the most beautiful moments that I never ever thought about, So it took me off guard on how amazing this moment was. So every single time I'm like getting choked up thinking about it. But being a fighter is absolutely amazing. But being a father is even more incredible. And being able to combine it tonight was just a feeling that will never go away.
And so the fight went exactly how you wanted, but the glove grab, did that throw you off a little bit at all? Because it's very blatant. The fight didn't get stopped.
Well, it showed where the fight was going. It was just that feeling of being desperate. Like he wanted the fight on the ground, and he couldn't take me to the ground. So he was trying to find a way to do it, and I felt that desperation, and it gave me more motivation to keep it on my feet.
And so you didn't take too much damage, but I know you got a lot going on now with the family. Do you want to fight again this year, or you just wait and see how it plays out?
Yes, I want to fight again this year. I'm not a man that wants to wait for bigger and better opportunities. I want to be able to share this moment with you guys and step in that cage. I want to be able to fight as many times as I possibly can before it's all over.
December, T-Mobile Arena, does that sound good to you?
I mean, I'm totally down for that, and I keep on thinking about if Chandler wants a 5'9" southpaw to get him warmed up for McGregor, I'm always available.
And so now that you got the win, what do you think the celebration's going to be a little different now that you have your daughter?
Yeah, less late night shenanigans and probably just going hard at the local Shake Shack.
And so last question for me, you've obviously become a fan favorite, such an exciting fighter. Down the road when you do retire, if that is your last legacy, will you be happy, or are you really focused on getting a UFC title around your waist?
No. I mean, yes, we're always fishing for that title. I've never given up that fantasy, that hope, that dream. But I mean, you look at amazing people out there like Kenny Florian, Donald Cerrone, like guys that have never worn the title, but are world champions in our eyes. And so for me, it's less about what you wear, but really how you perform and how many times you can step in there and create moments for the audience. I mean, there's so many non-title fights that we all can just watch and enjoy and feel good about, and I just want to create those. It doesn't need to be for a title for it to be less amazing,
Thank you for your time. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Hey, Drew. Obviously, we all know that you were super disappointed after your last fight. So, was this just a perfect rebound win, perfect rebound performance?
It's a performance that's as expected. I know what I'm capable of, and I gave Steamroller that fight, right? I was just not performing the way I need to, both mentally, physically, and all that stuff. And, who knows? I had a baby on my way. Who knows? There's so many things going on, but I thought I was performing extremely well in that fight. I got caught. The ref stepped in. But, man, what an incredible rematch that's going to be one day.
Absolutely. And, you kind of said, Ricky Glenn's tough as shit. We all know that. You saw Askren in his corner. You said that you really had no expectations. Why was that?
Well, he's not really that. I know how tough he is, and I know he can strike. I know he can wrestle, but because he's not as active, like what kind of film can you watch, right? And so it brought me back to the times where I was like a local regional fighter, Muay Thai, MMA, and you never knew who you were fighting, right? So there was no tape watching, there was no game planning, there was no camp really. It was just you went in there and you performed at your best, and that's what Daddy Dober was trying to do tonight. If we had to wrestle, we would have wrestled. I would have tried to find an arm bar, whatever we needed to do to get that victory, we were going to do, but it seemed like my hands did the job again.
Astro on Wednesday, is Daddy Dober a mythical fighter now?
That was just an appetizer, man. We're gonna wait for this main course, but as of now, it's looking pretty good. But I still have a lot more to prove.
And obviously calling out Chandler, but like, is there another name in that top 15? Moicano, Jalen Turner, like, is there anybody in there, or is it just kind of like whoever's?
Yes, and yes. I mean, I don't really call names out. I give suggestions of fights that could be cool. But if you ask me who do I want to fight, there's a list out there in the top 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll fight anybody, anywhere. I don't care. And every single time I've been ranked, I fought a guy underneath me. Why? Because I don't care who I fight. I'm not above fighting anyone. I'm out there to try to perform as many possible times as I can. And if I can perform with the top guys, that's even more exciting. So give me everyone.
I did want your thoughts on Tony Ferguson versus Paddy Pimblett. You were tied with Paddy for a little bit. What are your thoughts on that fight?
Man, I think it's just a fun fight. I think Paddy Pimblett has just that hype around him, and then his goofy attitude, along with his strange but productive jiu-jitsu. And then Tony Ferguson, as we know, like, he'll faint dust in your eyes, he'll spin at you, and we've seen his training videos. It's absolutely insane. So we have crazy Pimblett fighting wild Ferguson, and I think it's just going to be a really fun fight for both guys, and especially for the audience.
And finally, for me, plan on watching anything? Plan on playing video games? Like what's in your?
I mean, I gotta still get into this Starfield when I get home, but truthfully, I'm excited to be a stay-at-home dad now, because my wife has been putting up with me going in and out of the gym, eating, doing all that stuff, and now I get to check out, and now it's my time to hold the baby.
Congratulations, Drew.
Thank you.
Awesome win tonight.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. You're welcome. It's crazy what you pointed out. You and Gladiator debuted together. That's insane that you now are in the same cage and you had to knock him out of one round.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely would have been something I've been looking for if we were fighting against each other in the regional circuit. But him coming from Iowa and then being on the same cards, that's why I knew how tough he was. So, I mean, all credit to him. I'm glad I was able to get it done in the first round, because I know what he's able to do when the fight starts turning to his momentum. So I'm just blessed, honored, and, we just got it done.
Yes, sir. And we talked on Wednesday about, baby girl slowing you down, and finally the one who could get you to, like, okay, let me pump the brakes. But you fought. It was almost like she was, like, whispering to you tonight to, like, just take your time, Dad. Because you were very patient, but extremely calculated, and it seemed like nothing was missing. You really picked them apart. How proud are you of your boxing tonight? Because
Thank you.
Fire, man.
I mean, that's what we left behind when I fought Matt Favola, which was the setups. I mean, I started listening about my chin and my left hand, and so we just kind of just came out of the gate with it. But what got me to the knockout record, what got me with the wins over the Berkmans and all those guys, was the setups. It was the feinting at the wrestling, the leg kicks, all these other mixed martial art techniques that set up my hands. And so we just brought that back, and my daughter did a beautiful job of humbling me and reminding me that you got to take your time and you just work that path slowly. And I don't know if you've noticed tonight, but we were throwing leg kicks. We went to the ground a bit. I even forced him to stand up, but we were patient, and there's more to come.
Man, can't wait to see it. And how insane is it, from the Fergusons to the Connors, Chandler, list goes on and on, that you hold the knockout record in this murderer's row of 155.
It's very impressive, very impressive. I'm honored, and I love it. But what it means to me is, let's shed some light on my name. Let's get me some bigger and better fights, because truthfully, I don't have the resume as Dustin Poirier, right? I mean, he knocked out Conor, twice? So, I want that resume as well. So hopefully this minute record gives me the opportunity to expand on my resume, and then I'll keep looking for the knockouts, and Derek Lewis has 13, so that's a beautiful number.
Right on, man. Can't wait to see the resume grow. Congrats on the win, my man.
Thank you.
Couple silly questions. Is it true you named your daughter after Sonya from Mortal Kombat?
I mean, don't tell my wife. But yeah, it's a strong, incredible name that, as all men here, we know the reference.
Yes.
So hopefully she grows up to be equally as strong.
Well, that being said, I was kind of sad because the TV, the broadcast cut away as you were walking over towards your daughter. But I thought it was a nice moment in the cage where you said that, oh, look how cute, she looks like me. Is your wife going to give you grief for saying that they look like you?
She came out looking just like me, so hopefully that works out for her. But yeah, there was no argument that was mine. She came out with that jawline and those eyes. So, but yeah, I think it's just incredible to be able to share this moment with her, and hopefully she doesn't end up fighting. Being named Sonya, looking like me, please don't step in a cage.
With that being said, we've seen many other UFC fighters, like, Frank Mir's daughter comes to mind a lot. She's excelling in wrestling and excelling in fighting. Should Sonya decide to go in there, would you embrace it, or are you going to try to do your best to kind of push her away from it?
I'm just going to embrace her passions. She might be into fighting, jiu-jitsu, wrestling, but guitar, art, whatever she wants to do. I think the way I've lived my life is pursue passion, chase greatness, and ignore failure. And that's what I want to be able to teach her and show her.
That's awesome. We'll hope out for guitar and art.
Thank you. I know. Hopefully be good at school too, and get a salary, college. That all sounds good too.
Congrats on the victory.
Thank you. Thank you so much, guys.